It's r2youtube.com. That's r2 youtube.com, and tell them Velvet sent you. Oh yeah.
Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage. Rasslin Rage.
From Rasslin Rage here. I am joined by none other than Nate Mattson, the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the state of Michigan. All right, 22 years today.
Yes.
Today, not any other day. Today.
Today is the day.
22 years. So, one question I wanted to ask you before we get way into it: what's the difference between 1996, correct?
Yep.
1996 Nate Mattson and 2008 Nate Mattson, or 18.
2008. Well, all the wrestlers in 1996 were huge.
Yeah.
Most of the wrestlers anywhere from 220 to 300 pounds. I was very small. You know, there wasn't even like a real cruiserweight, light heavyweight division. It was just like, you know, you're the green kid. We're just gonna beat you up for a couple of years, and once you fill out and kind of get your man body, then maybe we'll do something with you. But for the most part, yeah, the size of wrestlers. Now wrestlers are average size,
right?
And that's one thing that we have to try to make ourselves stand out more. But back in the day, wrestlers were 6'7", 6'5", at least 6'2" for a regular size wrestler. So yeah, difference of size. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been in the business for 22 years. You've worked for many companies. You've had, and I was looking, 1996, you've had, like you said, thousands of matches.
Yeah, a couple thousand matches.
Is there someone that you worked with that's one of your favorites?
Well, I started out in Border City Wrestling. So
Scott D'Amore now, right?
Exactly, Scott D'Amore, who's now Vice President of Impact Wrestling. Back in '96, he was running the Can-Am Wrestling School, and they had a small little territory in Ontario, and they just celebrated their 25th anniversary.
Amazing.
So they've had everybody from The Rock to Rey Mysterio to a lot of New Japan guys, and then of course the guys that came out of Can-Am. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Petey Williams, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's my favorite. And now I'm training at the Can-Am Wrestling School, so it's kind of come full circle. So now I've taken over some training duties.
What's it like? So, is your schedule lighter now as a wrestler because you're training other guys?
No, actually, I'm in the ring more. And there's about 5 or 6 promotions that I wrestle for regularly. So that means at least 6 times a month I've got regular bookings,
right.
But then I also take outside bookings and extracurricular stuff. So, I could be anywhere around the Midwest.
So you're really living the life.
Yeah, absolutely. And then training every week.
So, obviously back when you first started, you were green, as you say,
yep.
And you were working a lot. Now you're transitioning into that mentor role. What's that like?
Well, it's great because now I can see myself. When I was younger, I was really timid and afraid to kind of approach the veterans.
Yeah.
I had to learn everything in the ring, which is fine, but that's just kind of how it is. You can't learn unless you experience something.
Right.
But now I can tell when guys are kind of like intimidated. So like I'll go out of my way to encourage them. Try to give them a tip, pull them aside, and say, hey, that worked, but maybe if you tried this, or maybe that didn't work so well, so try this other way.
Right.
So yeah, I try to not step on anyone's toes and not to but sometimes you gotta be a little bit more forceful,
right?
And let people know like, hey, this worked for me. Why don't you try it?
Right, definitely. What's one of the greatest pieces of advice that you've received from somebody?
I would just say be yourself. A lot of people try to be something they're not.
Yeah.
So like the best wrestlers that have gone on to make it in any type of success, their character was an extension of themselves. So it's like just be yourself, but give it 100%.
Right.
Go above and beyond, because no one is going to get you to where you want to go.
Right.
Nothing is going to be handed to you, and you can get help from a lot of the veterans if they see. We notice.
Right.
We'll notice if somebody's working hard or if you're not. If you're just going through the motions, we're not going to pay attention to you. But if you are going above and beyond, helping out with the promotion, helping out with anything that the promoter needs, then that gets rewarded.
definitely awesome. So you are the Blue Water Championship Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion.
Yep.
Tonight you're facing off against what is it, Atlas Hightower?
That's right, Allen Hart.
Oh man! Now is this the first time you guys have ever met in the ring?
Nope. Funny story. It's like Atlas Hightower was doing some wrestling before I met him, and then myself and Briar Wellington opened up a wrestling school. So Hightower, who was pretty well known in the area, we decided to have him come in and kind of help retrain.
Right.
And so like he went for the full year there, and I would say that he's one of our students that we help nurture and mentor.
Right.
So I mean, I've spent a lot of time training with him and helping him out, and then now that he's been kind of like taking it to that next step. We've wrestled many times, Ironman matches,
Oh, man.
all sorts of championship matches. So yeah, Hightower is definitely one of the up and coming Michigan guys on the scene.
So basically you could say you helped bring him up. You've nurtured him
yeah,
all day.
sure.
So how's that going to be stepping in the ring? Teacher student. What's that going to be like?
It's just like it's always been. It's kind of like, we see what the crowd wants. We come out here and we give the crowd exactly what they need. It's going to be hard hitting because that's the way I am. I'm very physical, and I think that the people are going to really enjoy it because it's like he's got lots of charisma.
Oh, yeah.
I've got some charisma myself, and so we're gonna go out there. But we also we stress the fundamentals, we stress the basics, but then we're also gonna kick it into high gear.
All right, definitely cool stuff. So we talked about you're now instructing at the Can-Am school. What can we expect? Outside of that, what we know is going to happen. What can we expect out of Nate Mattson in the future?
Well, I've got a lot of things coming up next year. At least 3 promotions have already given me their full dates, meaning that they want me on every show.
Well, that's awesome.
So, and that's good because then now I can kind of coordinate, where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
The Can-Am Wrestling School, like I said, if you go to Can-Am Wrestling School, there is a website that's Border City Wrestling connected to that. If you want to sign up for that anytime, like I said, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, P.D. Williams, Tyson Dukes was a former trainer, Johnny Devine was a former trainer, so. And then Scott Demore with Impact, and then just a lot of the Canadian talent that's come out of there, and its ties with Impact Wrestling. So it's really exciting with that.
A lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah,
it's like a mecca now over there.
Yeah. I would just say that just my Facebook page is Amazing Nate Mattson, or Twitter @AmazingNate, and Nate is the letter N, the number 8. That's how I spell Nate.
Right.
So it's just like keep up with the stuff we're doing. Because there's a lot of good things coming, and I think that the sky is the limit. Because especially with the school and a lot of the local independent wrestling now, kind of doing more production, bringing in some of the better talent,
Streaming online.
Exactly.
There's just so many new things going on.
Yes.
It's just
Getting our
industry's
eyes out.
booming right now. And,
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it because I'm a huge wrestling fan. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you're 40-something more years to go, right?
I hope so too. Like I said, we're here at Blue Water Championship Wrestling. This is a great promotion. I've wrestled here for many years. Cruiserweight champion, defended the title. I won it from Cody Hawk, defended it against Cody Hawk 2 out of 3 falls. Defeated Brian Pillman Jr. this past summer. So, things are on a roll, and all I gotta say is you will be amazed when Nate Mattson is on the show.
Right on. Thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
You too.